Another arrest made after a car crashes into a restaurant. How many charges the driver is facing.
And another chance for storms this week. I'll let you know when to expect those over the next 7 days.
It saved my life. It saved my life.
Plus, the first graduate of a program designed to get women back on their feet. How the program is changing her outlook on life.
Live, local, late breaking. This is 4029 News at 10.
We're taking a live look outside tonight. This is in Rogers. We have been very lucky. Today it has been an absolutely beautiful day.
That's gorgeous seeing all the lights up there. That's why we want to go ahead and start in the weather department tonight. We do have a chance for storms this week.
Meteorologist Taylor Pinnell is joining us right now. All right, Taylor, could we see any rain tonight?
Yeah, I think so. Late tonight, going to the early parts of Monday, you're going to see at least a chance for some storms in the area.
Thanks, Taylor. New tonight, police say the driver of a car that crashed into a Golden Corral last Wednesday has been arrested. It happened at the restaurant on North College Avenue. Naomi Milne was booked into the Washington County Detention Center this morning on 15 charges, including fleeing and aggravated assault. Police say the car was stolen and that there were 5 people inside. 2 of them were teens. All 5 people have now been arrested, and thankfully no one was injured when the car drove into the restaurant. Police say the crash happened after a high-speed chase. Oklahoma City officials are considering settling with a Fort Smith man who was electrocuted when he jumped into a canal to save another man last year. The Oklahoman reports that the city council will vote Tuesday on an almost $170,000 settlement with Brandon and Taylor Gann to resolve their claims over the accident. 23-year-old Wesley Seeley was electrocuted when he touched wires from a broken light fixture. Brandon Gann jumped in to save him and was shocked in the process. Seeley was pronounced dead at the hospital. The city plans to replace the lighting system at the canal next year.
A record-breaking number of prescription drugs were collected this year for Drug Take-Back Day. According to a press release, nearly 29,000 pounds of medication was collected from more than 300 locations across Arkansas. The event happened last Saturday. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office collected the most, coming in just under 4,000 pounds. All the pills were taken in by the Arkansas National Guard to a facility where they'll be properly disposed of. Now, in 2017, 411 people died from overdoses in Arkansas.
From addicted to drugs to focused on faith, that's the mission of Nicoles House. It's a nonprofit in Rogers that helps women who struggled with addiction. Well, today they're celebrating the first woman to graduate from their program.
It saved my life.
It was a special day for Annie Scheffler.
I am graduating from Nicoles House. It's a year-long program for women coming out of addiction, and I have completed my year here.
Scheffler was addicted to meth and had been living out of her car in Boonville before coming to Nicoles House last spring. Sandra Warmack opened the nonprofit after seeing women struggle with addiction firsthand.
Well, Nicoles House is named after my daughter, Nicole, who died of an accidental overdose in 2012. And so I retired from my position in the secular world to start this program.
The 8 to 10 residents living in Nicoles House get access to therapy, faith, and part-time work.
82% of the women who go through a transitional program will never be a repeat offender, and so we believe that that's just going to be very successful.
As the first graduate of Nicoles House, Scheffler is proving Warmack right.
I'm seeing the fruit of my labor. I'm having my relationships restored. I have a wonderful job, and I'm just blessed.
Well, to this story now, local filmmakers have released footage from the documentary So Much More. It tells the story of men and women who have stage 4 breast cancer. Danielle Keller and her team have traveled the country. They've interviewed dozens of people who've been touched by metastatic breast cancer. She started this story with Kelly Davis and Lisa Quinn, following their journey as they advocate for more research through the national organization Mediviver. Keller says that 2 people who she's interviewed for this film have already passed away. It's been a year since they started, and she says the entire process has been emotional.
It is a real thing. It's real, it's hard, it's heavy, it's pretty emotional. we are super invested in this. We want to see this go further. We want the word to spread. We want people to take notice. We want people to pay attention. We want blinders to come off. That's the thing I always tell people is I feel like blinders have kind of just flown off of my eyes because there's so many things that we don't know about this disease.
Keller says that they've had people sharing the trailer on Facebook and through social media. And since its release on YouTube, they've had nearly 2,000 views.
We finally cut a trailer. It's actually more appropriately termed a sizzle reel. So basically we're trying to show people what we've been doing, what we've been working on the film, and we still are working on the film. So we still are filming more and doing a lot more interviews and things like that.
Now you can learn more about the film by visiting their Facebook page or check out their GoFundMe account. Just search for So Much More, the film.
After a successful interfaith peace walk in Northwest Arkansas, our local faith groups are looking forward to growing the event in the future and bring even more people together. The walk happened last Sunday and brought together Christians, Jews, and Muslims for an interfaith service. Our Craig Cannon sat down with 3 leaders to find out about their plans looking forward.
Relationships that we've formed with each other and through our 3 different faith communities and others that are involved has really, I think, deepened all of our faiths. We're not in any sort of competition with each other. We're learning about one another and learning about different ways of understanding God and what God calls us to do.
Coming up tonight in just a moment, in about 30 minutes, we'll hear more from our local faith leaders and what they have planned for the future.
Horror on the tarmac of a Moscow airport. A passenger plane in an emergency landing. A fireball racing down the runway. Russian officials believe that 41 people died in that inferno. At least 2 of the victims are children. A criminal investigation is already underway tonight. ABC's Jennifer Eccleston has a story for us.
The passenger plane on fire, landing at Moscow's Sheremetyevo airport, flames and smoke billowing from the aircraft, engulfing the rear, the fireball finally coming to a halt. Passengers and crew staggering away from the burning fuselage after jumping on inflatable slides at the front of the plane. Emergency crews arriving at the scene of a disaster. The regional jet belonging to the Russian national air carrier Aeroflot had taken off earlier for the northern city of Murmansk. Russian news agencies say the crew reported an emergency and returned back to the airport. 78 people on board. Aviation experts say the plane, a Sukhoi SSJ-100, has a poor safety record.
Flying in Russia is very dangerous, and this aircraft, which is made in Russia and flown almost exclusively in Russia, has a very poor safety record.
Russia's prime minister has ordered the creation of a state commission to investigate the cause of the plane fire. Jennifer Eccleston, ABC News, London.
New information on the plane that skid into a river. This is in Jacksonville, Florida. Investigators recovered the flight data from the recorder from the military-chartered Boeing 737. Officials say that this data will help them figure out what caused the crash. All 143 passengers were saved, but several pets were not. At least 4 cats and dogs were presumed dead. They were in a flooded cargo hold.
The Navy has arranged to have some divers that are probably on scene right now, removing the pets from the forward cargo hold.
Military officials are also trying to stop the spilled aircraft fuel from contaminating the water. The plane from Guantanamo Bay landed at the naval base on Friday night. Then it skid off into the runway, from the runway into the river.
Police in Texas are desperately searching for a 5-year-old. Her stepfather told police he was carjacked, knocked out, and when he came to, 5-year-old Malia was gone. He told police he woke up in a pickup truck at one point with his son, and 3 Hispanic men, but was in and out of consciousness from Friday night until Saturday night. One of their concerns right now is the fact that she recently underwent brain surgery.
Malia has had multiple brain surgeries, most recently end of March, early April, to fix the flap for her injury to kind of so the flap would grow at the same rate as her skull. So yes, she's I wouldn't call her special needs, but she's needed a lot of care. An
Amber Alert has been issued for Malia. Again, this happened in Houston, Texas. From severe weather to the Steel Horse Rally, it's been a really busy week in our area.
We're going to have a look at your weekend review coming up.